A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Lesson number 4, page 9. Belief in the books of Allah Ta'ala. The Torah, Zabur, Injil are still found in the world today, but they have been changed by the Jews and the Christians. These are the previous scriptures revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Torah, Zabur, Injil. Who was the Injil revealed to?
Nabi Isa.
Nabi Isa. The Zabur? Huh? Okay, homework. Find out who the Torah, Zabur was revealed to. Injil is the Bible, that's the easy one. The Quran was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Homework, find out who was the Torah and the Zabur revealed to. Which prophets were they revealed to? It's very easy. Okay, I can tell you the answers, but that's also very easy.
Nabi Musa.
What?
Nabi Musa.
Nabi Musa. Okay, what were you Googling it now?
I did. I was trying to guess.
And Zabur? No, Zabur was revealed to Nabi Dawud alayhi salam. So anyway, so what happened was, a prophet who came after, look, the first revelation was to Moses, to Musa alayhi salam, the Torah. So all the prophets who came between Moses and Dawud alayhi salam, okay? All those prophets who came between Nabi Musa alayhi salam and Dawud alayhi salam, they were followers of the Torah. They were followers of the Islam of Nabi Musa alayhi salatu salam. Allah only sent 4 main books: Torah, Injil, Zabur, and the Quran. But then Allah sent booklets also. So some prophets who came in between Nabi Musa alayhi salam, Nabi Dawud alayhi salam, and okay, not Isa alayhi salam, because there were no prophets after Isa alayhi salam. So those who came between them, they came with booklets. They came with booklets that further expounded or further explained the Torah or the Zabur. Alright? So a prophet that comes with a book is called a Rasul. And a prophet who comes without a book is called a Nabi. Okay? So that you must hear the word Rasulullah and Nabiullah. So a Nabi is someone like a normal prophet of Allah. Like, say for instance, if you take Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam. Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam didn't come with a book, so he is a Nabi of Allah. He's not a Rasul of Allah. But Rasulullah is a Rasul, Isa alayhi salam is a Rasul, Musa alayhi salam, Dawud alayhi salam, because they've come with books. So that is the difference between a Rasul and Nabi. So our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we say Nabi and we say Rasul because he is a Nabi and is a Rasul. A Rasul is a Rasul and a Nabi, but a Nabi is not always a Rasul unless he came with a book. Understand? Hello, wake up. Okay. Now I'm talking to the internet connection. Alright, so when these books were revealed, the Torah, Zabur, Injil, you can still find them in the world today, especially the Injil, the Bible, but they have been changed by the Jews and the Christians. So their scriptures have been changed. Their scriptures have been altered, and people made their own changes in the books. There's something that came to my mind now recently that I was thinking about. Like, we Muslims now we are guided by the Quran. Now the Quran said this is permissible and that is not permissible. Alright? And then the Hadith further explains the Quran. The Hadith explains to you why Allah said that this is haram and this is halal. But people are always looking for loopholes. They're always looking for loopholes. Like, for example, a woman might look for a loophole to say that, okay, hijab is not necessarily compulsory, for example. Now they look in the Quran, then they look in the Hadith. Now they're looking for one quote or one saying that could indicate, or could give you an impression that hijab is not compulsory.
Yeah.
I'm just what?
There was a sunnah they can look to.
I can't hear you.
Isn't there also sunnah they can look to?
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, now somebody looks for a loophole. Now then you come to the Maulanas. Okay. Now I know this because people come to me and they look for loopholes. Okay. Now they go to 3 different Maulanas or 5 different Maulanas, and they've got a question and they don't get the answer from 4 of them. The answer that they want, they don't get from 4 Maulanas, but they get it from 1. Okay. And that answer suits them. Then they go around saying that Maulana Salim said that I can do this. the 4 Maulana say you can't do it and 1 Maulana say you can do it, then they go with him. Okay. Now this is how it was in the time of the previous, or after the previous prophets of Allah. These guys or the followers who came afterwards, they didn't agree with this of the Bible or of the Torah or the Injil, Zabur, and they found it a bit too strict or whatever, and they felt no, we can't do this, and then this is how it became. They started questioning, and eventually the scholars, the learned scholars said, okay, I suppose we can do this, we can bend the rules a little bit. So the leeway was given. And after that they bent the rules so much that those kitabs that were originally revealed by Allah has been changed so much nowadays that you cannot even consider them authentic anymore. So now in Islam, people are also trying to do that, but they can't do it. Why? Because the Quran is entrenched. You can't change one letter of the Quran. Leave alone one letter. You can't even change a ah to a Nah, Arif Ali, am I right? You can't even change a ah to a in the Quran, because Allah has protected the Quran. Number 2, the Holy Quran is such a unique book that no one can make another book like it. Even if the whole world tried together to make one, they would not be able to make one. If all the scholars of the world, must gather and they must have like a conference and they must decide that we're going to produce a book like the Quran, they won't be able to do it. They'll never be able to do it. That is the miracle of the Quran. The Holy Quran has not been changed. It is the same way as it came to our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Allah Ta'ala himself has promised to protect the Holy Quran. How does Allah protect the Holy Quran?
By the Hafiz that memorize the Quran, so that if they see anything has changed, they can immediately correct it.
Here we go. Allah has protected the Quran. One way of Allah protecting the Quran is through the Hafiz of the Quran. The Hafiz of the Quran, if he knows the Quran Sharif properly, if anybody recites in front of him and they recite wrong, or he sees a print of the Quran and while he's reading he observes a mistake in the Quran, he can say, no, you guys have changed this is a mistake, this is wrong. It is necessary for all to bring faith on the Holy Quran. That is part of our Iman. We say, Amantu billahi wa malaikati wa kutubihi, the books of Allah. We believe in the books of Allah. We believe in the Torah, the Injil, Zabur, but we believe not in this versions that's presently on earth. We believe in the original versions that were revealed to those respective prophets. Okay? We believe that there was an original Bible, there was an original Torah and an original Zabur. That is what we believe in. If a Christian come and say that here's a Bible, do you believe in this book? Islam say you must believe in the scriptures of the previous messengers. You say, we do believe in the Bible, but we believe in the original one that was revealed to Nabi Isa alayhi salam. Alright? Not in this version now. You can't consider this version to be authentic. Right? There will not come a new prophet or a new book. Those who believe against this are not Muslim. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final prophet of Allah. He came with the final book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the Quran, which is still intact. La rayba fi, there's no doubt in the Quran Sharif. It is being preserved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no new book coming after the Quran. Alright? So those who believe against this, those who say that no, there can be another scripture or things like that, he is not a Muslim. You're not Muslim if you believe contrary to this. If you don't believe that Islam is if you don't believe that the Quran is the final book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alright, and then you are not in the fold of Islam. If you say no, it's possible other books could have come afterwards, or it's possible something could have been like the Shias. Some of the Shias say that the Quran was supposed to come to Sayyidina Ali. Some of the Shias believe that, and if you believe something like that, then you are believing something contrary to what actual Tawheed and actual Aqidah actually is about. Belief in the messengers of Allah. There are many prophets and many angels who are Rasuls. Okay? Allah Ta'ala gave the prophets a great deal of knowledge. We know this. They can see everything that is in the skies and on the earth. Now, this is something that is very important to understand. The knowledge of the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their knowledge is not like our knowledge. Okay? Their knowledge is not like our knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted them much more than what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted us. For example, if you have a father who is very, very rich, okay, and he's like a multi-billionaire or whatever, and the more he loves you, the more things he's going to bless you. He's going to give you, maybe he doesn't like that one so much, and that one only got one car, but you got 10 cars, for example. So the more beloved you are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses you with. And when people get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of their worship and because of their sincerity and of them trying to get close to Allah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed them with more. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was blessed with the ultimate by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you look at Nabi Musa alayhi salam, Nabi Musa alayhi salam's, he had eyes. If you looked into his eyes, you say, okay, his eyes look like my eyes. It's the same, okay? But you can only see as far as the horizon, okay? But if I tell you, if I'm sitting here and there on the wall, there's an ant, I won't even be able to see that ant, even if the wall is white. Even if the wall is white and there's an ant like 5 or 10 meters away from me, 7 meters away from me, I won't be able to see that ant because my eyes are not that powerful. But Nabi Musa alayhi salam was blessed with such eyesight that kilometers away, in the dark of the night, he could see a black ant walking on a black stone. Let that sit in. Kilometers away, in the dark of the night, he could see an ant walking on a black stone. So he is a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah blessed him with that. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's eyes was more powerful. When Nabi Musa alayhi salam wanted to see Allah, and Allah revealed a flash of his nur onto the mountain. What happened to the mountain? Did you learn this in history? No. Nabi Musa alayhi salam said to Allah, Rabbi arini andur ilayk. Ya Allah, show me yourself. I want to see you. And Allah said, Lan tarani. Musa, you cannot see me. ولكن انظر إلى الجبل فإن استقر مكانه فسوف تراني. But look at that mountain. There's that mountain there. I'm going to reveal an atom of my nur, an atom of my light. I'm going to reveal onto that mountain. If that mountain holds its place, then you will see me. So when Allah revealed, what? Yeah. So Allah revealed the flash. So Allah revealed the flash of His nur onto that mountain. That mountain exploded. It crumbled, and Musa alayhi salam fell unconscious. So Musa alayhi salam, his eyes could not handle the nur of Allah subhanahu wa taala. But even though he could, he was so powerful eyes. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he went on the Mi'raj, his eyes, Allah blessed him with such powerful eyes that he could see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without going blind. You understand what I'm saying? So Allah blesses the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with different powers. The mercy of Rasulullah is on the highest level. Your mercy that you possess for each other, for your parents, or your parents' mercy that they have for you, cannot even begin to compare to the compassion and the mercy of Rasulullah that he has for his ummah. So too the knowledge of the prophets of Allah is greater than our knowledge. We do this, we do that. They have the knowledge of the unseen. They possess the unseen. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was shown things by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, things that didn't yet happen, things that were going to happen. And this is why Rasulullah made these prophecies. Rasulullah could say, at a time close to Qiyamah, there's going to be greenery in the desert. Now you people live in the desert. Is it just sand there, or is it greenery? Right? Yeah, nothing grew. Nothing grew in the desert when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was there. You people are living in the desert, you know that, nah? The whole UAE is a desert. Rasulullah was living in the desert. They built houses and things like that and whatever, but there wasn't things growing. Only the date palm trees grew. But Rasulullah spoke about the greenery. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke about the imarats that people were going to build the high buildings. I mean, how could the Prophet imagine that? Rasulullah spoke about people's flying in the sky. Okay, these are the things that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke about, and now you see the flying airplanes. Rasulullah spoke about women outnumbering men, and today there's more women on the world than men. Rasulullah spoke about the time will come when women will dress like men and men will dress like women. Hello, it's happening already. It's happening a long time. And these are all small signs, but then Rasulullah spoke about the major signs. He spoke about the major earthquakes that's going to happen, the fires, the coming of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, the coming of Dajjal, all these things. Rasulullah didn't see these things, but he was informed these things. He was informed of the unseen. So he is known as the Prophet who knew the ghaib. Ghaib means the unseen. He knew the unseen. He knew what other people could not see. So the Prophets of Allah possessed knowledge of the ghaib, knowledge of the unseen, because of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected them. That's why it says here, Allah ta'ala gave the Prophets a great deal of education. They can see everything that is in the skies and on the earth. When Rasulullah was born, then the angels took the Prophet ﷺ and showed him everything. They showed the Prophet ﷺ everything. Nabi Ibrahim ﷺ also, there's an ayat in the Quran that says, what is it? When I showed Ibrahim the kingdoms of the heavens and the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed Nabi Ibrahim ﷺ all this. Alright? The Prophet is protected from sins even before becoming a Prophet. He does not worship idols. He only worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah protected all prophets from shirk. Anybody who became, some of them were born prophets, some of them became prophets afterwards. You know, like Nabi Nuh alayhi salam. For 50 years of his life, he lived the life of a normal person. But at 50, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him prophethood. And for the next 950 years of his life, he was a prophet of Allah. But before those 950 years, he lived for 1,000 years. Wow, amazing. But even in those 50 years, he didn't associate any partners with Allah. He didn't worship idols. He didn't commit any shirk. He only worshiped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, let's stop there because I need to get done and go now. It's past. The Prophet is protected from sins. Okay, this point 5, there's much to talk about. So let's just stop here. What's today's date? 28th of February. 2nd, 2023. UAE. Okay, I will upload this. How long was this lesson? 16 minutes. I will upload it. When it's uploaded, I will let you know. But I just need to run now. I need to do some things before I go to madrasa. Alright, got it?
Yes, sir.
Watch the videos. Keep it fresh in your minds, inshallah. Alright, see you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.